So, hi there. Today I'm going to show you how to solve limits, and I have chosen this rational function, the square root of x plus 1 minus the square root of 2x plus 1 over the square root of 3x plus 4 minus the square root of 2x plus 4, and we are finding the limit as x approaches 0. Okay, so the first thing you might try when solving this limit is to equal x to 0, and you cannot do this because you will get the indeterminate form, and the indeterminate form is known as 0 over 0, and it is not a defined number. So if we want to stay away from this undeterminate form, we have to work our way through the function. And how are we going to do that exactly? We are going to use something called conjugates. If you do not remember what a conjugate is, let me give you a quick example right here. So imagine that you want to get rid of the square root on this term. So what you have to do is to use this conjugate. In this case, it is the square root of x minus 2. Okay, so it is pretty much the same term with the exception of the sign. Here we have a negative sign and here we have a positive sign. And this is important because once we multiply them, we will get something like this. And notice that we do not have any middle terms, and this is exactly why we use different signs. Okay, so taking that concept onto our function, we will have to find the conjugates both for our numerator and our denominator. This may seem a little tricky because we will have to multiply our function by those conjugates twice, once for our numerator and once for our denominator. So let me show you how we can solve this. So starting by rewriting the first part, we will have the limit of x approaching 0 of x plus 1 minus the square root of 2x plus 1 over the square root of 3x plus 4 minus the square root of 2x plus 4. And now, as I mentioned, we will have to find our we have to multiply the function by our conjugates. But as you know, we cannot multiply our functions by whatever we feel like. We cannot change our function. So we will have to multiply it by 1. And in order to get that 1, we will have to multiply our function by the conjugates twice, like I said before. And we are going to do so by using the conjugate both on our numerator and our denominator. So we will have the square root of x plus 1 plus, see the sign, the difference in signs, plus the square root of 2x plus 1. And since we are multiplying by 1, we want the same term on the bottom. And now we will use the conjugate for our denominator, which is the square root of 3x plus 4 plus different signs once again, the square root of 2x plus 4, the same thing on the bottom since we cannot change our function. And now all we have to do is simplify. We only have to simplify this big term. Okay, so we have that limit of x approaching 0, which are equal signs right there, and these we will get rid of the square roots right there, so we'll have x plus 1 minus 2x minus 1. I just open the brackets, times 3x plus 4 plus 2x plus 4. And now doing the same on the bottom, we will have 3x plus 4 minus 2x minus 4 times x plus 1 plus 2x plus 1, and these two terms are under square roots. And now you may notice that some of our numbers cancel, and we will get that, so the plus 1 and the minus 1 will cancel, and x minus 2x, it's negative x times 3x plus 4 plus the square root of 2x plus 4 over, and now the plus 4 and the minus 4 cancel, and 3x minus 2x, it's x times the square root of x plus 1 plus the square root of 2x plus 1. And these x's will cancel, and our final step before evaluating is to write our result, and we get that the square root of 3, and we will get the square root of 3x plus 4 plus the square root of 2x plus 4 over the square root of x plus 1 plus the square root of 2x plus 1. And now, if we want to evaluate this, we will substitute our x for 0, which will result in, we don't need to write the limit anymore since we are evaluating, and this will result in, don't forget your negative sign right there, the square root of 4 plus the square root of 4 over the square root of 1 plus the square root of 1 is going to equal to the negative 4 over 2, which is equal to negative 2. And this is our final result. So the limit as x approaches 0 of the square root of x plus 1 minus the square root of 2x plus 1 over the square root of 3x plus 4 minus the square root of 2x plus 4 is equal to negative 2. Thank you for watching.